Serena, did I leave my makeup bag over at your place? I know I was just there yesterday, but I seem to have forgotten where I put it.
Hello, Callie. You're looking for your makeup bag? I just got finished cleaning the house and didn't see it when I was going about the place. If you think you left it in my bathroom, it's not there because I just got done cleaning that place the most.
What? Seriously? Then I must have dropped it somewhere on my way home last night.
You were pretty drunk last night, so that's probably the case here. Didn't you take a taxi? Perhaps you left it in the taxi by mistake.
Ah, the taxi. Well, I'm still pretty hungover still, so I'm not in the mood to call them about it. Hey, since you were the one that called the taxi for me, do you mind giving the taxi company a call about the makeup bag? I want you to see if they found anything.
I can do that, I suppose. But were you able to get a receipt from the taxi driver last night?
Why would I take that from him? It's not like I can get a refund or anything for the ride.
I see. It's not about getting you a refund, it's just that on the receipt is the ID for the taxi you rode in is all. Anyway, what kind of makeup bag is it?
It's all black and is round. It's in the shape of a circle.
Anything else? Like what kind of zipper and what was in it?
I don't remember anything else about it. Oh, my head is aching so much. By the way, the woman that came over with me to eat and drink at your place said your cooking was great. She wants you to cook for her again sometime.
Is that right? Well, my belly is only getting bigger now, so it's becoming a bit troublesome for me to cook as time goes on. I don't mind cooking for you and your friends, but maybe right now isn't the best time for that. Next time you want to bring someone over, please ask first before just showing up. If I'm feeling good, I can make something up for you all to eat, and if I'm not too good, you might have to go somewhere else.
There are plenty of people with guts the same size as yours that are able to cook and all that still. Aren't you being a little pessimistic?
Well, everyone feels different being pregnant. So I happen to be feeling pretty lethargic and sick right now.
Oh, and when it comes to your husband, he's on a bit of a long-term business trip, right? I thought you had plenty of time on your hands with him not around, and that's why I brought my friend over. It's sounding like you don't want to spend time with me. I'm shocked right now.
Wait, that's not at all what I meant there. It's just that by coming over to my house right now unannounced, I'm not able to get all the preparations managed. And certain days and at certain times, I'm not feeling too well at all.
Come on now. You don't have to prepare anything for us. The way things were for us last night was perfect.
I'm sorry, but recently things have been a bit rough for me while carrying the baby. So next time, please let me know in advance when you plan on coming over. I'm sorry, but that's the way I want things to be.
I made sure to treat you for not asking before coming over, didn't I? I brought you a gift and everything so that you'd be happy.
And I'm thankful for the cookies you got me that were half empty, but this isn't about that. Also, it seems that by bringing over your friend like that, you're stressing them out a little as well.
And that's all because of you, Serena. You're not having any fun while they're over, and that makes them feel like they shouldn't be there or something. And because of that, you make it look like I'm a bad person for bringing them over to your house. Next time, you better make sure you put on a smile and are more talkative when I bring people over. No more of that pouty face.
I happen to be pretty sleepy and tired at the time, so sorry for that. But being pregnant at the moment, it kind of makes sense that I'm not looking so well right now. So maybe, for the time being, can you just take your friends somewhere else to hang out?
What? Just a second ago, you said as long as I let you know first, I could bring myself and some friends over still. Now you don't want us coming at all? Why is there so much inconsistency here?
I'm sorry.
Well, whatever, Serena. For the time being, just look for my makeup bag. And make sure to check out in front of your house as well for it. And if you can't find it there and get nothing from the taxi company, call the police about it, okay?
Understood. But I'm not sure the police will be able to do much.
Once you figured out what's happened to my bag, let me know. If you're not able to find it for me, then I'm going to have you pay me back for losing it. All right? Hey, Serena? You told my brother about what's been going on? This morning he was furious with me saying that I need to be leaving you alone and all this other crap.
Well, I'm close to having my baby here, which means that right now I'm not able to take care of you or any of your friends anymore. So I had to tell my husband about what was going on in order to have him say something to you about this. I understand that you just want to use my place as a hangout space for you and your friends, but I've really not been feeling well lately, so it has to stop.
You went and sold your own sister-in-law out, right? I never thought my own family would stab me in the back like that.
I'm sorry? But you have been coming over with your friends too often lately, and since you all have been quite noisy while here, you've begun disturbing the neighbors. Do you know how many times now I've had to say sorry to them over it? And even they ask me why my place is so noisy for someone who's in the later stages of their pregnancy. Just understand that right now is not a good time for you all to be coming over here.
You should just ignore all those neighbors. You're the one that paid to live there, so you should be free to make as much noise as you'd like.
That's not how it works, though, when your house is this close to everyone else's. And honestly, this isn't about just that alone. The real problem I've been noticing is you taking money from my house. I was putting some cash into the drawer next to my bed for when it came time to pay for the electricity and such. But recently, all of that cash has gone missing. It started to go missing once you started coming over here, actually.
What? That's probably one of my friends taking that money from you. Why are you suspecting me for that?
Every time you come over to this house, you bring a different friend, right? The only person that shows up here regularly is you. And if that's not enough to get you to confess, I have you on camera going through the drawer and taking my money. There's a camera in the room for my dog that was also able to catch you on it.
Huh? You have a camera in your room? Well then, I'll confess. I took the money to pay for my makeup bag that you never ended up finding. You were never able to find it, right? So that's the money I'm owed for it.
Why am I the one that has to pay for your makeup bag?
Because there's a chance you were the one that took it from me. In that bag, there's all kinds of high-end cosmetics as well.
I would never take your things from you without asking first, and I happen to go with natural skin anyway, so I never use makeup.
Well, you happen to be pregnant now, so you have a lot of stress, right? I'm sure you're all jealous about me being able to live freely right now.
I don't understand how that relates to me taking your bag. And I haven't taken your bag, so please stop trying. I'm sure you already heard this from my husband, but we don't want you coming over to our house anymore. And even if you try coming again, the lock on the door won't be opened for you, so you'll have no way of getting in.
Oh, do you really think it's a good idea to do something like that?
What are you getting at?
I can break that lock easily. Or would you rather me just start making a scene right in front of the door to embarrass you?
Would you stop it already?
It really sucks that your husband is away on a business trip right now. No matter what you go and tell him, I can do whatever I want to you. Also, the reason I've been coming to your house all the time is because the food you cook is great. It's kind of rude for you not to let me inside when I'm complimenting your cooking.
I am very happy that you like my cooking, but think of the time and place right now. At this time, I have bigger things going on that are stopping me from cooking all the time for you. Please. Just let me have my time to myself until I've given birth to the baby.
Being pregnant doesn't even mean you're sick or anything. All I'm asking is that you cook for me. Is that really too hard for you to do? I happen to have 3 friends with kids of their own, and when they were pregnant, they were still going around doing the cooking and cleaning.
Then would you go and ask those friends of yours what they think about you coming to me all the time to have me cook for you?
Huh? Why should I do that?
Most people don't go over to someone's house while they're pregnant and ask them to host a little drinking party for them.
Stop trying to make me believe what you think is normal. I've been so kind to you because you're my little brother's wife, but now you've gone and pissed me off. Serena, I'm never going to forgive you for this. Serena, go out and get some beer and wine, please. Also, get some snacks that will pair well with them.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about today's little drinking party. I'm going to be bringing over some more of my friends tonight. And just like always, make some of the best meals you can.
There's no reason to be cooking for you. This is the last month of the pregnancy.
Oh, would you stop trying to use getting sick from being pregnant as an excuse already? I've already told all my friends that we're coming. And if you happen to not unlock the door for us, then we're going to start making a scene right out in front of your door. You understand that, right?
Well, my daughter-in-law is in the hospital right now. Callie, you stop it with all that BS right now.
Ooh, now you're really starting to make yourself look bad. Don't you think it's time you stop talking back to me? Also, who said that you could just talk to me like that in the first place? Have you started to become hysterical from carrying that baby?
I am your mother. Serena has not been doing well and has had to be admitted to the hospital.
What? Mom? Why?
Since her husband happens to be away, she asked me to come and help her. I was told by her that she had collapsed and was on the floor.
She collapsed? Why? How? She's not supposed to have her baby quite yet, right?
And that's why I told you she's not feeling well. It looks like a lot of it has to do with her being stressed out right now. And after listening to her tell me why she's been so stressed, I learned that you've been bringing friends over to her place and causing trouble for her. I am shocked. Are you a frickin' idiot? Why would you want to throw a party at a pregnant woman's house? What the hell are you thinking?
There haven't been any parties here. We just go over to have dinner is all.
You guys have been causing so much noise there that the neighbors keep complaining, right? And since that was due to you all drinking so much, that looks like a party to me. Are you frickin' mental? Making a pregnant woman like her cook for you guys all the time. You are in your 30s right now. What the hell are you doing with your life right now?
Well, I've never been pregnant before.
Shut the hell up, you child. There are plenty of people who have never been pregnant before and understand just how hard it is. Look at men, for example. They can't ever get pregnant, yet they still seem to understand. So why is someone of the same sex as you having such a hard time getting that idea into your head? This isn't about you not having been pregnant before. This is about you being a proper human being or not.
But pregnant women can still do chores.
Callie, when you're on your period, you're in a lot of pain, right? Remember how you always cried because nobody around you understood how much it hurt?
Well, that's because depending on the person, being on their period can feel differently. And mine happen to hurt a lot more than people understand. Mine are so bad sometimes that it's like I'm sick or something.
And that's the same thing with pregnancy. There are people who don't feel as sick while pregnant and those that do. There are people that feel more lethargic and those that don't. There are even people that feel so bad from being pregnant that they will want to vomit. I am disappointed in you right now. Why the hell do you think it's okay to whine all the time about how hard being on your period is for you, but then you don't give a crap when someone else is saying pregnancy is hard for them? At this point, I don't even want to talk to you anymore. That's how pissed off I am.
Just hold on, Mom. My little brother's out of town right now, so that made me think that Serena has been feeling lonely. That's why I've been going over there.
Did she ever ask for you to go over to her house?
She never asked, but...
She told you to stay away for the time being, didn't she? You've just been forcing your way into her house this whole time. Last month you were told that if you didn't start to pay your rent, you'd be kicked out, right? So to make up for not having any money to go out and drink, you began using Serena and her house to have fun.
I'm sorry.
You're my daughter, and that's why I never managed to get myself to kick you out of my house. But learning now that you've been troubling your sister-in-law so much this month, things have changed. I want you out of the house before the end of this month.
Huh? Why?
You know the reason why. All you've been doing is screwing around and haven't even been trying to find yourself a job. I have asked you many times about what you're up to, and each time you tell me you're trying to turn things around. But every time you end up choosing the road of playing and drinking instead of becoming a responsible adult. I am done trying to take care of you.
But if you kick me out of the house, where will I live?
You find the answer to that yourself. How old do you think you are right now? You have been told over and over and over again to be responsible for yourself now, right?
Mom, I'm sorry. I won't go over to Serena's house anymore.
You're not supposed to be apologizing to me.
I'll apologize to her as well, alright?
Well, even if you do go and apologize to her, your father and I will no longer be taking care of you. We don't need a daughter in our house who thinks it's okay to bully a pregnant woman. I want you to learn a very good lesson from all of this.
Serena, I heard something about this from my mom already, but were you in the hospital? I want to apologize for what I've done to you. Is it alright for me to come to your house right now?
Don't come here.
Then I'll apologize over text. I'm sorry for going to your house so many times without telling you first. But it wasn't intended to distress you or anything. I didn't really understand what it was like to be pregnant then. I will be more careful from now on. So would you please forgive me?
I'm not forgiving you.
What? Why? I'm apologizing to you right now, right?
Please don't feel that just because you're apologizing, everything you've done will be forgiven.
Then once I start getting paid by my part-time job, I'll buy you something. And starting soon, Christmas-themed things will start coming out. Do you want something like that?
Are you done talking yet? Can't you see that I don't want to talk to you anymore?
Please don't say something like that. I'm your husband's older sister, after all.
And it's because of that reason I've been so considerate of you all this time. I was really hoping that you and I would become close friends. But because you never thought about how I felt or about the situation I was in, I don't want to be around you anymore.
Serena, I'm sorry. I'm asking you to please forgive me. If you don't, I'm really going to get kicked out of my parents' house.
From what your mom told me, they're kicking you out regardless of me forgiving you or not.
I know that, but if you became my friend, then maybe they'd take that back, right? They might let me continue staying at their house, right? Then you and I could slowly work toward becoming close again. I don't have any hard feelings against you for telling on me.
You don't seem to understand the whole picture yet, do you? Your whole family is cutting ties to you. Or should I say, disowning you. So there's no more chance of you becoming close with any of us. If you want for your mom to forgive you, then perhaps you should be talking to her instead of me.
And it's because I can't do that with her that I've come to you. Why can't you understand that?
You really are a selfish little jerk, aren't you? Everything always has to be about you. I mean, you would force yourself into my home all the time and force me to cook for you like I was a slave. And anytime I had something to say, you wouldn't listen to me. And all while I'm carrying a baby and have been in pain. I know the reason why I had to go to the hospital. That was all because of you.
Don't get so mad at me. I've learned a lot already.
If that was the case, then you wouldn't be telling me to forgive you right now.
Serena, I won't go to your house anymore. And I won't ask you to do anything impossible for me anymore either. I'll even give you back that money I took. So please, give me one more chance to make things right. I've even been thinking about finding myself a real job soon. I realize I can't keep fooling around anymore.
Well, it's too late for that realization now. I think for a long time now, you've been given plenty of chances to make things right for yourself.
Ugh, I'm sorry. If I'm forced out of the house, I'll have nowhere to go. I'll become homeless. And a lot of my friends are even upset with me now for bringing them to your house. They've all been fighting me on it. I don't have anyone to ask for help anymore.
Well, you have half a month left. Find yourself whatever job you can right now, and best of luck to you. If you actually give some effort, I'm sure you can make something work.
I can't just work any type of job, though. I'll only stay for a little bit, so can you please let me stay at your house? I'll make sure to give you something in return for it. Please, forgive me.
If you'll be able to give me something in return for that, then I ask you instead focus on getting a job and finding a place to live. I'm sure you're just lying about giving me something in return anyway, because that wouldn't benefit you. Nothing's going to change with you, and I know it. And all of those empty apologies you've been giving me prove that. When the end of the month came around, both of Callie's parents forced her out of their house for good. It took a little bit of effort on their end, but after getting all her things packed into garbage bags while she was sleeping, they were able to toss them out into the front yard before they told her to leave. This really left her in a pretty helpless position, and so after screaming and crying like a baby on the floor of her house, her dad was able to pick her up and put her outside. She was in tears and freaking out like an animal stuck in a trap. But soon after that, she ran off and was never heard from again. A little while later, some of her friends that she brought over to my house came to say they were sorry for having me cook for them. I told them that it's all right and that I'm not upset with any of them over it, considering that most of them didn't want to be there, forcing me to cook and everything for them, and made that clear to me by always telling Callie they wanted to go somewhere else. I've also been told by a lot of her friends that she will ask around looking for someone to let her stay at their house, but not a single one of them replies to her. There was one guy that did reply to her, but he only replied to tell her no. However, this led to her freaking out again and sending him these mass texts about how he should be worried about her and all that. All he told me is that after her little outburst there, he decided to block her and move on, which sounds like a great choice to me. I don't really care what's happened to her, but it seems her parents were a little worried about where she ended up, and so they asked the police. But the police had no answers for them and said she's most likely making things work out somewhere in the city. Once her parents heard that, they decided that was probably the case and never worried about their daughter again. Now they've both been putting all their energy into caring for me, as they still feel bad for what their daughter had done to me, which forced me to go to the hospital. A little while after they started to help me, I was able to give birth to a little girl, and the family grew just a little bit more. I was a little worried about how things would turn out for my daughter, as me being as stressed as I was while carrying her could have caused some damage. But when I was told she was completely healthy by the doctor, I was finally able to let a sigh out in relief. This isn't anything I've brought up with my family, but I want to become a stronger woman now, especially since I have a daughter to care for. I understand that I can be a bit of a pushover at times, but I want to fix that with the help of my husband, and over time, I hope to be one strong mother to my daughter that'll help her grow into a strong woman herself. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Raiden, I have something important to talk with you about. Do you have some time to text with me?
What? Oh, hi, Lily. This is your first time texting me in over 3 days now, and you have something important to tell me? Finally? Hopefully it's something about where you ran off to, and why you did all that in the first place, leave me worried about where you are and how you're doing. And if it's something else that you think is important, why don't you come back home and tell me to my face? We should be able to talk to one another in person about things, considering you and I are married. Especially after you just left me here.
Being married and having to talk in person takes a lot of time. Especially after I've been away from you for a little bit now and haven't said a word. And what I have to talk with you about, I don't want taking a lot of time away. That's why I'm talking with you right now over text.
What are you talking about, Lily? Can't you just come home to me already? I've really been worried sick about you, and I'm afraid of what might be happening.
Listen, Raiden, I am pregnant with my boyfriend's kid.
What? Your boyfriend's kid?
I've been dating another man. And since he and I have been doing so well with one another, he got me pregnant. I wanted to tell you this sooner, but I was too afraid to at the time, so I ran to his place and have been staying there in his comfort. That's why I'm only getting back to you now, and wanted to tell you this. I'm going to go be with him now. So, let's get this divorce over with.
I was wondering what you'd have to say and why you'd been gone, but if this is the thing you have to talk with me about, then we should be doing it face to face instead of over the phone. I understand to you that it will be a bit scary, but it's something we need to do as husband and wife. So, will you please come home now?
Jesus, why are you always like that all the time? You want to make a bigger deal out of all of this, right?
You told me that this was important, and seeing that what you have to say is very much important, we need to get together and talk. We're a family, and as such, this event is now a family matter.
I hate the fact that you're so weak, Raiden.
How does this make me weak?
It just does. Look at what you're wanting to do now. You're wanting to take something that you can't handle alone and drag all kinds of random people into it, all so that they can help you deal with me, right?
I was only planning to have those that should know about what's happened here be a part of the conversation. They all deserve to know about what's happened between us here.
Well, I'm saying that a weak loser like you can't do anything by himself and has to have others around to help you. We're getting a divorce. No matter how many people you try and get to help you, they won't stop this. I've already made up my mind, and the choice I've made is to have this baby with their father and live a happy life there. We're going to have this divorce, and then I'll make sure to get as much settlement money out of you as possible.
Settlement money?
Be ready for that.
Hey, Kurt, I'm sorry to be asking you this out of nowhere. What is it? Something to do with work? I'd like you to have a look into the man that Lily has been cheating on me with. I know that this will be a surprise to you and all, but we can talk about all of the smaller details later. What? Lily? You mean your wife, Lily? She's been cheating on you with someone. How could she do that to you? That's what it looks like to me. And I'm not sure, Kurt. Before I had a feeling that she was with someone, but yesterday she just came out and said that she has been, to me. She even told me about how she's now pregnant with her boyfriend's kid. And I'm just not sure how to handle all of that yet. I'm sure in a few days all the emotions will really slap me in the face, so before then, I'd like your help. Are you kidding me? But so far, these are all the things that she said to me. I'd like to divorce her right now, but I'm going to need some solid evidence of her cheating on me before I make that move. And I have to have the address and name of the man she's been with in order to get that settlement from him too. But that's a tough job in and of itself. Well, I see. Well, that all makes sense to me. So, now that you're aware of all that, I'd like you to look into them for me. I need whatever evidence you can get of that man and my wife, so that the divorce can go a lot easier for me, and I won't be getting the short end of the stick. Alright then, I'll come up with something for you. It may take me a little time though, so hopefully you're not in too much of a rush. I have some time on my hands at the moment. Alright, good. As for today, before you head home, would you mind stopping by the office to come see me? I'd like to introduce you to a very good divorce lawyer I know. He's been a good friend of mine, and I'm sure he'll make good work of that divorce for you. That would help me out a bunch. Once I'm finished with work, I'll send you a text letting you know that I'm on my way over. See you later, Chris, and thank you. As a deposit for your help, I'll make sure to get you a case of beer or something this week. Alright, that would be awesome. I'll see you later today then.
Hey, Raiden. Have you still not gotten around to divorcing me? I made sure to leave that divorce paperwork with you before I left, right? I already went and got all my things from your place while you've been at work. I will not be seeing you again, so just finish the divorce for me already. I just need you to sign those papers and take them to the courthouse. I would like to be married to my boyfriend before the baby comes. You wouldn't want for me to ask for even more money in this settlement, right? For every week you take getting that paperwork handed in, I am raising the settlement by $100,000, all right? All you are is a simple office worker, so shouldn't you be taking care of business before you go into debt? I really think it's best that you hurry it up there. Raiden, you have to have noticed it's been a week now since the last time I spoke to you, right? Are you just trying to pick on me now or something? Well, that's just going to hurt you in the end. Since you've just been taking your time with the divorce, the settlement is now up to $200,000. I told you already, right? Every week you take getting that divorce figured out will be another $100,000 I ask for. If you don't give me this divorce, then I won't be able to marry my boyfriend. I'm sure that a man like you doesn't know this, but if a woman doesn't get married within 100 days of her divorce, she has no chance of getting married again. So if you don't hurry all of this up, then I'm going to have this baby and never get married in time. I want to have my wedding before my belly becomes too big as well, so come on now, hurry up! And just like that, you now owe me $300,000 in the settlement. Hey, you understand that, right? You have now wasted another week messing around and I'll be getting another $100,000. Well, at least for me, I'll be getting more and more money every week you waste over there. I guess I'm pretty lucky here. But there has to be a limit to how long you're going to take here. I want to be married to my boyfriend before giving birth to this baby. Stop making me tell you this. Hurry up and hand in that paperwork to the courthouse.
Lily?
What? So you've finally gone and handed in that paperwork, right? That's what you're going to tell me?
Nope, I still haven't handed that in yet.
Huh?
You have been wanting for the both of us to get a divorce, and so before I can make that happen, I needed to gather some evidence.
Gather some evidence?
You happen to know that my friend Kurt works as a detective, right?
Ah, there was a friend like that.
I didn't want to hand in the divorce paperwork and let you run off with all my things. Hence why I haven't gotten around to handing anything in yet.
Run off with all your things?
I want to make sure that I get my share of the settlement before letting you go.
Come on now, you thought I was going to do that to you? I just wanted this divorce to happen was all. But then you kept taking your time, which is why I started to raise the amount I'd be asking for. That was foolish of you to wait so long. So I'm not going to run away until I have the money you've made me wait for now. If anything, I'm not going to let you run away after this divorce either.
Do you have any idea what you're talking about right now? I can see you're still talking about that $300,000 and all.
Well, of course I am. I have a right to that money. Actually, I was hoping to get $400,000 with you, but you finally came around to talking. I guess that'll do. Consider the settlement to be $300,000, all right? You should be thankful that's all I'm asking you for. For $300,000, I will go ahead and divorce you.
What? You're really okay with paying me $300,000?
What?
I'm talking about the settlement. It's alright for me to get that much from you?
Huh? Are you trying to tell me that you're going to get that money from me?
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, come on. Are you being serious?
I'm being very serious.
Oh man, you're going to make me pee myself. You're crazy.
What's so crazy about that?
Well, that's crazy because it sounds to me like you have no idea what you're talking about.
All I'm saying are things that actually make sense in this context.
But look at yourself right now. You're acting like you should be the one getting the settlement from me for some reason.
Tell me how that makes me the crazy one here.
Come on now. When it comes to the settlement, only women are allowed to get it. Which means you being a man, you have to pay me that money, right? I see now. So that's why you've been waiting 3 weeks now and have gotten the amount up to $300,000. You're flat out crazy. But it's not like I'm going to ask for anything less than that amount.
What have you been going on about, Lily? In the case of this settlement, the one who is unfaithful will have to pay the affected party the settlement.
What?
This is not about gender.
Huh? You're the one who has to pay, right?
I really have no clue where you got the misconception from or how badly you hit your head to think that was the way things worked. But maybe you should have a look on the internet or go and ask a lawyer about this. Well, actually, it seems you did get that kind of an idea from the internet. So, how about you go and talk with an actual divorce lawyer, and they'll set you straight. I'm assuming what you've been referring to is this one instance where a woman said that all females get the settlement in a divorce. But that was just some idiot online. And in all the comments, people went on and on and on about how she was so stupid for thinking such a thing.
What? No way.
Right. So really, you and the man you've been going out with will be paying me the settlement. Of course, something like $300,000 is way too high. But something like $70,000 from each of you will most likely happen.
That much?
I've already been talking to a pro about all this, so don't think I have anything wrong here. Have you, come to understand reality now?
No way. This can't be happening to me. That's not good for me.
What's not?
I thought that I'd be the one getting the money in this divorce. I've already gone and bought all kinds of high-end things. High-end baby clothes and high-end clothes for myself as I grow larger. A really nice stroller and a really nice cradle. Some new shoes and a new fancy purse. What am I going to do? The amount I owe on my credit card is insane. I won't have enough to pay it off.
So, this is what happens to those that get tricked by online sources.
What?
So you went and spent all that money you never had, and are now being asked to pay it with money you still don't have. You had always been terrible with my money while you were my wife, but I didn't think you'd get any worse.
Actually things should be fine without the divorce, right? I'm not going to divorce you anymore. I'll make sure to break up with my boyfriend now, and I'll make sure to make you the father of this baby.
What? Do you have any idea what you're talking about, Lily?
Well, this would be amazing for you, right? You'll be able to raise and love my baby for me, and you won't have to say goodbye to me anymore. There is so much merit to all of this for you, right?
That's just loads of demerits, you idiot.
What?
What the hell is wrong with you? Acting all happy about making me have to raise your boyfriend's kid like that.
But it's also my kid, right?
No freaking way am I taking that kid.
Why not?
I have nothing against the child you'll have or anything, but I'm not going to be used by you in order to raise your kid while you go cheat on me.
I'm telling you that I won't divorce you anymore, Raiden.
And I want a divorce. Now.
What?
Well, after I found out that you've been cheating on me and got pregnant, every ounce of love that I had for you is gone. And that love is never coming back again.
No. Then what am I going to do? I don't have tens of thousands of dollars, Raiden.
How about you start by running off to and crying to your parents?
What?
I've already told them about everything that's happened.
What?
We already made a promise that if you're not going to be able to pay me, they would in your place. Of course, they're going to get all that money back from you at some point in the future.
Wait,
That's all I have to say to you now. Later on, my lawyer will be going to meet you, so at that time, you may talk with them about anything else you have to say.
Wait a second.
I'm going now.
Raiden, I just had my baby. And so I'm wanting to ask you for child support now. Actually, my boyfriend ended up making a new girlfriend and ran off with her. So, Raiden, huh? You're not reading any of these.
For starters, that child that my ex ended up giving birth to was never mine, so I didn't have to give her any child support or anything like that. Yet she continued to message me about the child support she just assumed I'd have to pay her, showing that she hadn't looked up anything about this beforehand. What a joke, that woman. I just went ahead and blocked her number after seeing all that, and then went and blocked her on all my social media platforms. I've moved out of town now, so I'm not too worried about her coming to talk to me in person. But just to be safe, I told my lawyer to get me a restraining order on her. I'm still working the same job that I had, but my boss is willing to let me do it remotely from here, as long as I at least make it to the office once a month for meetings. A little while later, I got an official apology from her parents with the settlement, and they told me that they sent her far away to her aunt, who lives far away from the state. She's being forced to work now out there, and all of the money she'll make will go back to her parents in order to pay them back. I've been told as well that the aunt she is living with is a very strict woman, and will make sure that she doesn't stop working every day until that money is paid. And she is no longer considered a major embarrassment to their family. And as for that kid, her parents are taking care of it right now. Originally, they had wanted to put it into a foster home of some sort. But after realizing the kid didn't deserve a life like that, they took him in their home and said they'd raise the little guy until Lily was back. When that day comes, and Lily has been changed into a proper woman again, that is useful in some way to the world again, she'll get her kid back and be forced to live on her own. A lot of things have happened to the both of us, but from here on out, we'll have nothing to do with one another. I've made sure to thank all those people that have helped me through this long divorce process, and have also made sure that I don't think of myself as weak for getting help during times like this. I'm going to do what I can to start a new life as a now recently divorced bachelor.